Hi, my name is Patrick Crampton-Thomas. I'm head of sales at IndX in Europe. And today I'd like to welcome you to our sixth session in our expert series on SAP Digital Manufacturing. Now, of course, we all know in the manufacturing world that nothing goes perfectly. And one of the advantages of having an MES system is that actually we can very closely monitor production processes and quality, look for non-conformance and spot trends and potential failures, and really then automate the resolution of that. So today's example, we're going to look at that in SAP DM, how we could manage a manual example, but it could be fully automated processes in a repair work center, so that when we do get a failure or a quality issue, we can trigger, automatic process for repair or scrapping processes, etc. So with that, I'm going to hand over to Clara, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the session. Thanks very much.
I am Clara Mazardia. I am functional consultant at IndX. During last episode, you could see the test work center pods functionalities working via MQTT. And in previous episodes, it will show how to raise a defect attached to some repair steps. And today we will show you how to execute this repair operation. Okay, so during your production process, sometimes during the assembly, it can happen that some pieces are not assembled correctly, or the piece itself has some defect or some missing part. So you have this repair operation. So the idea would be to have a dedicated pod, so a specific dashboard where the operator can perform all the relevant activities to accomplish this operation. Okay, so now we'll go directly to the pod. So this would be the repair work center pod. In here, you can see all the different SFCs that the operator will be able to execute in this workstation at the moment. So for example, we will take this SFC. Okay, so if we go inside, you can see that it's a really simple dashboard with some start, sign off, and complete action buttons. And some, so we can see here the operation activity steps and some work instructions attached to the operation. So it's a really simple view that the operator will need to follow. Okay, so first we will start the operation. Okay, so the operation is started. And first the operator will check the work instructions for this repair operation. So in this case, we can see that it's a PDF file with all the different steps that the operator will need to follow to be able to decide if the piece that we're testing or we're trying to repair is able to continue the production chain, or instead we need to remove it. Okay, and obviously after following all the different steps, the operator will be able to check the assembly work instructions to see if the piece is assembled correctly and do like a double check or double confirmation that the piece is correct and it will pass the testing operation. So we can see here, so in this case, we have a 3D work instructions. So this kind of work instruction, it really depends in the requirements coming from the shop floor. So it can be an image attached or some link that redirects to another different web. So it really depends in what is actually needed. Okay, so once the operator completes all the steps and double checks that the piece is correct, it will complete the operation and the system will ask you if the piece is ready to return to the original activity, that in this case would be the testing operation, or instead needs to be scrapped. So we will send it back to the original operation that would be testing. So we can see that here that it will be sent to the testing operation. Okay, so now here, let's look for the order that, if I'm not mistaken, is this one. It's SFC 43. And we can see that it's in the operation Cooper testing, and we can see it's in status in queue. So the operator that it's in the workstation testing would be able to start the SFC again in this workstation. Okay, now I would like to show you the SFC report. So what is this exactly? So this report, like in simple terms, it's like a medical file of a product. It tracks everything that happens to this specific SFC during all the manufacturing process. So it can give the supervisor and quality team an overall view of the entire manufacturing process. So this report is standard, but in further episodes, we will show you how to create your own reports or dashboards in case this one is not useful for you or you need to track some additional parameters. So here is where all the relevant information of all events related to an SFC are tracked. So, for example, in the production log, we can see that the SFC was created, then completed in the assembly operation, went to testing operation, it was sent to Reaper, and then complete in Reaper. Okay, also we can see all the components that were consumed, the non-conformances that were raised. So, for example, in case we will add some electronic signature, here will be also recorded. So it's a full overview about what happened for this SFC during all the manufacturing process. Also, we can export it. So it's really useful when you need to send it to a different department or something needs to be checked and you need to download it in your own PC. Okay, so that was everything for episode 6. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to follow IndX to continue with the next episodes. In the next one, we will talk about packing ware centerpot, so please don't miss it.